In 1920, 43% of the population was recorded to be of Japanese descent in Hawaii. Even with this high percentage, that didn't stop the American government of signing Executive Order 9066 in 1942, which took many of these people away from their family and homes. However, this is a topic that I don't believe is discussed in depth in high school courses, and when I asked my teachers why, they responded, and I quote, "It's not as important as some of the other topics." This one really struck home with me because of a story that my family chooses to tell the children in my family about my great-grandfather, Edgar Genpachi Tsushima, who was wrongfully imprisoned, prosecuted, and mistreated during this time in history. To begin, the American government prosecuted Japanese Americans and painted them as the villain at this point in history. They were given a curfew, they were not able to travel far from their homes, and they were ridiculed and mistreated in public. However, despite this prosecution, it did not end there. The American government thought it was necessary to imprison these people and put them in internment camps, where they were treated like animals, stripped of their human rights, and any cultural traditions that they had. My great-grandfather was given one personal bag, of which he had to fit all of his belongings into. The rest of his stuff was thrown on the lawn for other people to take as their own. He got ridiculed and beaten up in these places, and he was not allowed to take part in any cultural traditions or speak his first language, which was Japanese. However, even after this happened, there was no justice once they were freed. He never got any of his belongings back, and people began to think it's okay to treat people this way. He lost his home, his business, and many of his American friends. They were still considered the enemy even after the war was over. They were called derogatory names, had stuff thrown at them, and were shouted at in public. However, he didn't let this stop him. He used the prejudice and racism as fuel to become a better person and constantly challenged the stereotypes that were created for him. He wrote a memoir about how he chose to fight for this country and had them turn his back on him. My family chooses to tell the story not to show the resentment or hatred towards the American government, but instead to show how racism and prejudice are constantly showing up in culture today, and if we choose to challenge them and not shy away from them, we can make a difference.